Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, now I previously filmed this video and I was like, I'm not gonna drop this video because I feel like there's too many videos on this, but actually I think it's a little different. I think I saw a few videos on this, but needless to say, this video today is going to be me, a little encouragement spiel, I guess you would say, for people who are just starting YouTube, especially in 2021. Last year I feel like a lot of people kind of started it because we're in a pandemic, but I feel like even so now we are still technically in a pandemic, so people are still starting a YouTube channel. So this is just my tips. Hopefully it will be helpful to somebody. And yeah, so I still have them written down, so I wrote this in pen. So my first tip is don't give up. And it's hard and easy to say that, but here's the thing. Especially if you're a small content creator like myself, I still consider myself small because I'm not in the like 10,000s or something. If you're really passionate about it, you're gonna put the work, because it's one thing to dream about, oh, I wanna be monetized, or oh, I want to work with a brand, but if you're not putting the work in, then what is really the point? You understand? Like, when I started my YouTube channel, it was more so of a hobby because I had nothing to do at the time. So I just started YouTube. I was like, you know what? Because for years I was saying I see other YouTubers and I'm like, oh, I should become a YouTuber. But I was like, oh, please. Now, you know, I've been on YouTube now. October is gonna be 3 years on YouTube. So, but like a lot of people, I think when they get on YouTube, they kind of just do it because, okay, you know what, I can get monetized, I can get ads. But sometimes for some people, like I'm one of those people, that I didn't just with the snap of a finger and I grew to 1,000. Like some people, it takes constant effort to get their videos to where they want it to be, or to get their videos to reach a higher audience. So with that being said, if we truly like YouTube, and I think that's very important. And I think a lot of YouTubers say this, so I'm not going to dwell on this too much, but the fact of the matter is, when you're starting YouTube, you do not necessarily have to get all the equipment, the fancy equipment. Like right now I have a ring light, I have a camera that I film on, I have the camera stand, I have a background, which we get all these different things, and then you're always thinking about how do I want to change stuff and all that stuff. Now, when you're starting, like when I started, I was just using my iPhone 7 Plus at the time. I didn't have no fancy camera, and then I graduated to like a small, like not the one that I have now. It was a small little ring light that I had that you can connect. You can put your phone on it, or you can adjust it. And I used to just plug it to my laptop and use it that way. Before I even got like all this camera and all that stuff. So I feel like you should only invest in that when you, and I feel like everybody said that, that's why I said I'm just going to keep it really short. You should only invest in that when you know you for sure you're like in it for the long run, because I feel like it's a waste to go get all those stuff. I mean, yes, you can still use the ring light and camera and stuff like that for if you want to take photos, but I'm just saying a lot of these things that I've gotten, they're like costly. All the things that we get as far as cameras and ring lights and all that stuff, they cost money, and you gotta factor in all that stuff that you have to pay for. So I feel like it's better to use what you have first. Yes, invest in yourself, but be sure that you want to do it, if that makes sense. I mean, you're gonna notice, like even now, I don't think it changes. Even I feel like bigger YouTubers that are bigger than myself, you know, they had a go and they continue. Whether you saw your views at like 8 views on one video, it's like, okay, fine, I have 8 views on this video. How can I make the next video better? Or what videos do I see more traction coming towards that video? And so YouTube is always a learning curve. Like that's not going to change. It's continuously changing. And as it changes, there's always something new. Like for example, YouTube Shorts that was introduced last year. I've done a few. Some did well, some of them just didn't get any views, but again, you need to figure out what works best. And of course also I feel like you can play a little bit out of your niche, just a little bit, but try to stay within your niche. For me, it's natural hair, beauty, and lifestyle, so I try to stay into that, but then a little bit of my lifestyle sometimes would be traveling. And then because I feel like more so that's when like I have the fun vlogs, because on a daily vlog it's kind of boring. I don't do much, so that's why like when I travel and stuff I like to vlog it, because I feel like it's nice to show other people, but also for like a memory. I can go back to the video and be like, oh yeah, I went to this place, and that serves as a purpose of a memory for myself. So well, I already knocked 2 points because I had that last YouTube shorts. I think it's worth a try for everybody to try it out and see how it works. I know some people got really successful with getting subscribers from there. It just depends on what people are looking. You know, the YouTube algorithm is just a lot. I'm not gonna go into depth of YouTube algorithm. Definitely go check out other people's videos on YouTube algorithm, because I've watched many. But there's just so many different things to the algorithm. Let's see here. Make sure you're bringing value. That's a big one, and I think a lot of people have probably said this in their video, but I feel like it's really true, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say some videos I've done and I'm just like, maybe that video could have been better. I posted it, but then I'm like, maybe that video could be better, or like, did I really do some values? And I'll be honest, there's been some videos, and I feel like every YouTuber, at least once this has happened to them, where you're just like, I didn't like this video, I didn't like how it went, and you delete the video, and you either never film that video at all, or you film it over. Like I said, but I would totally agree with bringing value. You want to make sure that when people click on your video, for example, I'm going to use myself as an example because that's the best way I can use an example. So for example, natural hair. Let's say I'm doing a review, and I've gotten better with that, because I feel like in the beginning I used to just be like, here's the product, I like it, I don't like it, here's why. And I mean, I feel like that's valid, but now I try to add more details in terms of reading the ingredients, and if I can, I don't like to butcher ingredients, and that's one of the main reasons why I never used to read ingredients, but I try my best to. But I feel like when you're doing a review, for example, like on a hair product, you want to give the person, especially somebody if they're new to natural, or someone who's really trying to figure out if they want to buy a product, you want to make sure that you're clear in terms of, as far as price point. Like if it's an affordable product, that's important, because people want to know, is this affordable or is this brand really expensive? You got to be honest, like physically say the price limit. But normally I try, especially with natural hair products, it depends on the person, because some people may think $15 is not that bad. Some people, I should say $30 for a natural hair product is not that bad. Some people might be like, $30, that's a bit too much. So it just depends on the person. But I think all those like aspects is important to make sure when you're doing some type of video like that, when you teach somebody about a natural hair product or whatever you're reviewing, you want to give all the specs, I guess that would be the word, so that they know about the product that they're using. Oh, and the most important one, I think this is going to be a really short video, but the most important one is be yourself. I feel like, I'm not going to say all YouTubers, but a lot of if you've been watching YouTube and you know a lot of these main YouTubers, I feel like as they grow into YouTube, not all of them, but there are some, and if you know what I'm talking about, then you know, that I feel like they let YouTube kind of take over them in terms of like, oh, we're getting all this money and we're doing all this stuff, but in that process, they kind of ruin their selves, and they kind of change as they go on. So they could have been like a humble person in the beginning, and then as money kind of went up, and they're like, okay, different person. So I think that's very important to stay like the same, be authentic from the beginning to the end. And that's why I'm not gonna say this with all YouTubers, but I know, especially like if you heard why a lot of people say why I'm not, there's videos, especially some of the bigger YouTubers, like that was happening especially last year, where people were like addressing the natural hair community, or why they're not doing any more natural hair video reviews. And I personally, I've said this before, I want to branch out. I do it ever so often, but sometimes I just don't want to be, unless I got a new product or something, I just like to kind of leave my hair alone. And also because it's just like, how many reviews can I do on the same product? That's my thing. I don't want to be like oversaturating, or like I don't want to be repetitive. That's the word. Like if I already tried the product. I don't want to keep on repeating, okay, let's do something else with the same product unless it's necessary. That makes sense. So it's kind of like you kind of have to figure out sometimes, and that's why kind of my niche is beauty and lifestyle as well, because it kind of gives me the window to do other stuff as opposed to everything being natural hair. Because if I know people do have channels that are strictly hair channels, but in the long scheme of things, like, natural hair is such a big topic now that I feel like you have to do something else, at least in my personal opinion. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to find other things to do within my other parts of my niche. Oh, and then I put a slash. Don't play the comparison game. And I've talked about this when I first started YouTube. It's very, 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 very easy to play the comparison game. Because sometimes you see this other influencer and you're like, oh man, I wish that was me. I wish I was monetized. And I wish I was this and I wish I was that. And like I've said before, like, your time is gonna come. Like, you can't, how do I say this? You cannot be a person who can't celebrate other people's success, if that makes sense. Like, I'm always that person. Like, I feel like with the roles reversed, not everybody's like that, and that's why my energy is a little bit different this 2021, where as my battery died, I had to change my battery. But I was gonna say, that's why, especially like this year, I'm about like just promoting myself. That may sound selfish and stuff like that, but I feel like I'm not constantly, but I feel like I'm always the person to shout out people and like, oh, look at this person, they're doing this, and people don't shout me out. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say selfish, but it's like me just focusing on my projects, promoting my brand, and that's very important too. You should promote yourself as much as you can, even though sometimes you might not get followers. Because I'm gonna be really honest with you guys, especially when it comes to Instagram, I have not been on a consistent, I know like this year I said I wanted to be on a consistent basis, but I haven't. Like this week, I think I didn't post. I think I only posted one day, or if none. That's kind of bad, but if I'm being honest, I'm not really growing that much on Instagram, so it's kind of like I kind of put Instagram to the back burner, and I've been more on YouTube because I feel like I've gotten way more traction on YouTube, and so my focus really is on here. And same thing goes for, like, even if I post YouTube videos, like, of course you cannot force people to watch your videos, like, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, if I, for example, I'll post a video, or I'll post a thumbnail of the video, and then I could get like 40 likes, but like those 40 people didn't even go watch the video. So it's like, that's why I don't even mention, sometimes I don't even mention my YouTube or promote my YouTube on Instagram for that purpose. The same thing with Twitter. Well, Twitter I have not been on for a long time. I don't really care for Twitter. And now, if I'm being really honest, the main platforms that I'm really trying to keep a momentum in terms of consistency, I'm really good on YouTube. I'm very good with consistency. I'm very, like, on it. But, like, again, I've said before, you can watch, I have an older video, I'll link it up, that I did last year. Basically, I plan ahead of time. Because when I plan ahead of time, I know, boom, 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 this is the videos that I want to do, and I get it done. I batch record and all that jazz. I talk about all that in other videos, so I don't want to get into that. But yeah, I think that's very important. So it's between YouTube, and then also, like, I've been trying to get more into my TikTok. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what to post, and I want it to be, well, at least with TikTok, I know sometimes I used to do the thing where I kind of post it on TikTok, I post it on IG Reel, and see which one kind of gets better traction, and sometimes it might be an IG Reel that gets more traction. But I feel like on both scales, on both themes, for me personally, TikTok, there is just a faster viewership, I feel like, and I reach a bigger audience faster, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any type of sense, but yeah. So really, I've been focusing on TikTok and YouTube, and that's why I kind of just been dry on my Instagram now, because I'm just like, I don't really see any growth. Like, I grew, and then it's kind of like, it's like a halt now. And so, and I really don't feel like, also, the engagement is not there. That's really what I want to say. The engagement is just not overall not there, as much as I feel like with YouTube, for me personally. And so yeah, that's just really it. And I'm also tired of this is kind of just like another, I guess, bonus tip. If you want to see my ambassador scams, how do you know about ambassador scams, you can check that out as you grow and work with brands. But I'm also tired of people coming in my inbox and saying I can grow your YouTube channel for payment. Like, no, I don't want to grow my YouTube channel by paying anything. And also people saying, I see you have so much potential, let me just, no. I know I have potential, but I don't want to get to my point of potential by buying subscribers. I don't. I want to actually earn them the right way. So, with that being said, and I guess that's a bonus tip, don't buy subscribers, because in the long run, it's not going to help you, because again, it kind of ties in with Instagram. You got the subscribers or you got the followers on Instagram, but you got no engagement. So it's kind of like, and when I say engagement, if you're, again, I talked about this all the time, but if you're a content creator, you do get ads when you hit that 1,000 mark, but of subscribers, but also a watch time. So if you have 1,000 subscribers but nobody's watching your videos, it's kind of like, all right. So now that's all I have to say. Make sure you like, you comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell next subscribe button so that you're notified every time I post a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.